Hi, I'm giving you guys a quick video tonight to let you know that there's some updates you need at the end of week 4 heading into week 5. And it seems like maybe it would be a more effective method of communication if I included a video explanation instead of just relying on printed text. So the first thing I wanted to mention is I've got the wrong slideshow going on here. Hang on a second. All right, starting off, here we go. Evening conference times. There are a couple of people who still need to do conferences. Please note that when I originally posted times available for conferences, those were evening weekend times and occasionally a noon lunch hour. You may not know this, but the majority of most of us are part-time or graduate students. And I am one of the majority who teach part-time, which means that I have to have another full-time job in order to pay my bills. In order to be fair and right to my employer during the day, I need to not take up a lot of time during the day with conferences. If you can help me with this and try your evening conference, I would appreciate it. That's really, really important. The second thing is I wanted to just reiterate that the main focus of the Discern essay is to evaluate a website. There was also an option to evaluate a media source. A media source is not necessarily one article. A media source would be a constant stream of information. So a website's a constant stream of information. So is a particular radio station. CNN, do you trust Fox News? Do you have a particular journal or newspaper that you go to consistently for information? Or maybe there's a particular magazine that you subscribe to. That would be a media source, like turn on the faucet, something always comes out, as opposed to an article, which is a one shot and you're done kind of arrangement. The word discern means to be able to distinguish truth from fiction, discern motives, be able to pick out fine distinctions in a message. And so when you think about discerning and this discerning essay and your evaluation, what you want to get at is, does this media source, does this website discern truth? Does it tell you truth? Does it discern useful information from non-useful information? You can think about Facebook right now. Think back to the PBS Frontline program we watched about Facebook. We might say that Facebook is not discerning at all. Facebook just vomits out everything, and then whatever's most popular, their analytics point that more, but it doesn't mean it discerns anything. Going forward with this essay is you are trying to figure out, was a media source or website able to discern? How well does it do that? That's the primary objective. Anything you include that informs the reader about the topic you're considering as subject of information, or why it matters if this website gives good information, that's all support material to go with your evaluation. Okay. I have included a sample Discern essay in the resources tab of the course. I slapped it together last night. It's not pretty. It's not fabulous. It's certainly not revised. I only included it to try to give you a sense of how you could balance that evaluation of the website against information that it covers, so you would get a feeling of how you could possibly structure your own essay. It's not as long as yours is required to be. It's going to be limited in its helpfulness, but I thought something was better than nothing. I have also uploaded a rubric for the Discern essay. Actually, the rubrics for all the essays have been in the resources section of the course since the course started. And you might find that to be a useful tool when you're planning your essay. You might want to go to the rubric, look at the column for what does it take to get an A, and the first object in that rubric is going to be purpose. So you might want to look at that purpose box and see what it says I'm going to be evaluating, and that might help guide you towards the objective of the essay. I have also included a document called Strategies for Revision. That's available in the resources section. I noticed with the first essay, that Engage essay, that some students made very minimal revisions over their rough draft. I would encourage you to make sure that at least 20% of the final draft is different from the rough draft, possibly more. That's the minimum it takes to make a significant revision. And you might look at your rough draft and you might say, but I hit the purpose. You said I wrote this clearly. You said you liked my ideas. What am I supposed to do now? That's where the strategies for revision document comes in. It will give you some tips for ways you can dig in and you can fine tune the paper and you can really make it excellent that will be completely guided by your own talent, by your own style. All right. That's it. Thanks everybody for the hard work so far. I was impressed by how much research you guys did for these Discern drafts. They weren't wasted efforts for those of you who didn't quite hit the mark on evaluating a website. It's just going to take a little bit more work to beef up that evaluation. I'm looking forward to reading more of your papers and the rest of the conferences. I hope you have a great weekend.